Back in the day, side hoes remained on the side. Okay, they stayed over there. They knew how to keep their mouth closed so they can keep getting the presents. Now these hoes want to go straight to the internet, okay, and tell all the thing. You know I hunched your husband, you dumb bitch. You're supposed to be quiet until you get your Rolls Royce, your Bentley, your house, all them Ted Turner, affections that you can get. Okay. Hello there, love bugs. Hello there, bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky will be our Michelle red lip. Ooh, and of course our gold heart earrings. Okay, won't you go over there and take a gander? And if you are not already a part of our book club, please remember to hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about the untold story of Booger Berry, me, that would be the Sugar Ray, and Motown, child, oh my God, told by Raynoma Gordy Singleton. Theirs was a love-hate affair. They needed one another and recognized the other as the fulfillment of their ambitions. She worshiped and reveled him. He molded her and her success. For that, she loved him, resented him, and was dependent upon him. Then there was a series of detailed descriptions of how great she and Barry were in bed. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You won't trick me, Diana DeRose. You won't trick me with that. I heard the one about the first time they made it together several times. When the Supremes started to really hit, Diana at one point was sick in the hospital, and Barry, aka Dr. Feelgood, paid her a visit. Is she trying to say that they made it in the hospital? Ugh. Not but you're trying to be sterile in a hospital, girl. When you're sick, you're not trying to get the D. I mean, I wouldn't, but and then Dr. Feelgood from Booger Berry? I don't know. Because he seems like a very selfish lover to me, because he's a selfish man. Selfish men, aren't apt to be unselfish lovers. It just seems like to me that Berry Gordy would be on his back the entire time. Like, I see Berry Gordy as a pillow princess. After a careful examination of the patient, he made his diagnosis adeptly, filled her prescription, and soothed away her pain. Okay. I learned to laugh, to put aside the hurt from my own saga with Barry, and yes, to feel sorry for her. I came to realize that for everything that belonged to Diana, she was envious of me. Girl, this is where I be like, okay, she delusional. She been delusional the whole time in this damn book, okay? And she like saying, okay, I know Diana is jealous of me because I have, or had what she wanted, okay? She said she was the wife. Not anymore, girl. You're the ex-wife, girl. I had his child. He don't even go see his child like that, girl. So why would she be, running to get in your position. So sometimes I be like, Sugar Ray, you be a little delusional, okay, about some of the things you be writing. I'm like, girl, are you tripping? To deal with her own insecurities about their relationship, she needed to constantly reaffirm the affair by talking about it. She also worried incessantly that she was too old. 28 to her was shameful. And yes, the man whom she wanted to sire her babies was beyond her grasp. Unbeknownst to Diana, Barry was sleeping with Chris Clark, a Motown artist. Ooh, remember? Don't forget that when we read Mary Wilson's book, Dreamgirl, okay? That we knew that Barry DeGordy was hunching on that lady, Chris Clark. Unbeknownst to Diana, Barry was sleeping with Chris Clark, a Motown artist, one of the first white singers, songwriters to be signed by the company, whom Barry was trying to fashion as the white Diana Ross. A tall, platinum blonde, Chris was soft-spoken and charming. She was also an avid photographer and would contribute greatly to Barry's portfolio of pictures taken during the years that they would be together. And it would be years. Even as the affair with Diana continued at length, Barry was able to juggle the women. You know why? Because let me tell you something. If you always got a willing participant, oh bruh, he always going to get away with the murder. Okay? As long as there's a hussy out there to stay silent, and maintain her position, because, back in the day, side hoes remained on the side. Okay, they stayed over there. They knew how to keep their mouth closed so they can keep getting the presents. Now these hoes want to go straight to the internet, okay, and tell all the thing. I hunched your husband. You dumb bitch. You're supposed to be quiet until you get your Rolls Royce, your Bentley, your house, all them Ted Turner, affections that you can get. These dizzy broads nowadays are so pressed for fame that they forget about the money. They forget about the accolades about being a side hoe. Now, I'm not the one to, be like, go side hoe. I'm just telling you the way it was. Chris kept quiet while she saw Diana and Barry finagling around the world. She just waited her turn to fuck at 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, like, you're supposed to do when you're a side hoe. When the rumors made their way to Diana and she immediately confronted Barry, his response was always familiar. That's crazy. You tripping, gaslighting. Her decision, as mine had been in the Margaret era, was to believe Barry. Now, Barry DeGordy was getting away with it because, like I said, Chris Crawford knew her place, okay? Like the side hoes used to back then, okay? Not these damn bitches, okay? But one day, Diana decided to do a pop-up on Barry DeGordy, okay? Because Chris is a willing participant. When she came through the door, hey Barry, come on, Pillow Princess, let's make love, okay? Barry hopped out of bed with Chris and threw her in the closet. Diana Ross stayed that entire night. Chris stayed in the closet. If I had to stay in the closet all night long and listen to you make love to your woman, when I came out the door, brother, I'm talking about stacks. She spent the night in Barry's bed, and Chris stayed in that closet. But after too many close calls and too many coincidences, the truth about Chris was finally pried from Barry. He also confessed about the closet episode. Ooh, Diana girl. Ooh, that is horrible. I'd hardened myself to such a degree that I almost laughed one day when I heard Diana pick up the phone and demand that Barry get married to her. Barry, you gonna marry me or not? And what Sugar Ray said was that Booker Barry is not the person to deal with, ultimatums. Can't do that to a fire sign. They don't do ultimatums well. Even if it killed him, he'd answer no. So to Diana, it was no, absolutely not. 2 days later, Diana announced that she was marrying a man she'd been dating off and on, Bob Silberstein, an incredibly attractive white guy, also in the music business. She asked me to please call Barry with the news. See the games? See the games? This is why I say Aries and Sagittarians are, compatible. Because just like Barry call and play on people's phones and, mess like that, even to the women that he don't even deal with no more. What's her name? Diana Ross. It's like, ooh, Sugar Ray, can you please call him? Maybe he'll stop the wedding if he think that I'm serious and getting married to somebody else. Girl, Birdie girl, he's still gonna come through and try. Congratulations, Barry, I said. What are you talking about? He said, completely in the dark. Diana and Bob just got married in Las Vegas. Barry took the blow like a real soldier. Great. That's absolutely great. He sounded as if he was throwing streamers around his office. For a long while, the public sentiment was poor Barry Gordy, getting the shaft by the hard-hearted Diana. Barry told me later that Diana's wedding day was the happiest day of his life. He said that at an earlier point, she'd almost forced his hand until at the last moment, he realized, I can't marry this woman. This woman is as selfish as I am. I'm going to have to be kissing her ass all the time. I need somebody to kiss my ass. In the meantime, Bob Silberstein, the Prince Charming that Diana hoped would rescue her from Barry Gordy, no-win games, was getting his dose of tests. A perfect Hollywood mismatch. Their marriage was all to accommodate Diana's needs. Bob, who at the time they met was managing Shaka Khan and Rufus, wound up on Diana's payroll, a fact that became unbearable to her. I found Bob to be a warm and soft-spoken guy, and it was sad later on to hear Diana say that the only way she could tolerate him was as an escort. To complicate an already loaded situation, Barry became a sort of third party to their marriage, accompanying the two of them everywhere. Sugar Ray said that was also what Barry Gordy did with her and Ed. It's sick. It's sick. Barry Gordy is crazy. He possesses everything. Everything. And if you don't do what he say, there is a punishment. Okay? If you are not acquiescing, is that the right, acquiescing to his needs, then girl, oh my God, I don't care if you got a husband, I'm tagging along with you because you my main girl, you my money maker. Yeah, you got Bob Silberstein there, but soon after Diana married Bob, a new light was shed on the ultimatum she'd given Barry. She was pregnant. When Rhonda was born, she looked enough like Barry for those of us who knew the situation to figure it out. But whether or not Diana told Barry at the time is unknown. An extremely devoted mother, Diana shielded Rhonda from the knowledge until she was 17 years old. In the meantime, Rhonda had grown up, the daughter of a white man, and had to rethink her identity upon finding out her father was a black man and one with whom she'd casually shaken hands over 100 times. I remember that Oprah Winfrey episode where she spoke about Rhonda belonging to Barry. Okay? Do you know how tragic that is for a child to think that you are half white? Your sister, that would be Tracy. Tracy looking half white, but I look black, but I'm half white. You know what I'm saying? Even though, mixed babies comes in all different shades and, body shapes and all that other stuff. It's just to me to think that I'm one thing and then to find out later on that I'm another. That shit is heartbreaking. I follow all the kids. Bob is Pop. Okay, to all three of the girls, because Rhonda's daddy is Barry Gordy, then you got Chudney and Tracy. Okay, that's Pop to them. That's who they love as their father. Yes, Berry Gordy is your dad, but who raised you? In that case, I don't have no problems with the choices that Diana Ross made. She chose to protect her child, and I'm married to this man and I'm going to protect him. But I believe that Bob knew that Rhonda wasn't his. Later in 1973, 2 years after Rhonda was born, Barry held a wedding reception at the Beverly Hills Hotel for his daughter, Hazel and Jermaine Jackson. All night, you give me what I like. Dun, 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 dun. Let me tell you how much of a ninja Berry Gordy is. He knows the situation that is happening between Diana Ross, Bob Silberstein, and Rhonda Ross, okay? But at this reception, what he does with, those who have, or those of us who have fathers in their lives, they make an announcement, okay? During this announcement, this dude, thank you, Hazel and Jermaine and blah, 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 I love you too, But the only thing I have to say right now is thank God I only have one daughter. Then look over to Bob and Diana and give a smirk. Diana let it get to her and she immediately got up and was like, come on, Bob, and left. I would have been signifying in the back. That's right, Barry. Thank God you only got one daughter, nigga. Just one daughter, so then it's only gonna be one daughter that you have to worry about that receives the karma of your bullshit. Because guess what? The children pay for the sins of their parents. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. As my patience for working as Diana's assistants began to wear thin, I became aware that her relationship with other Motown artists were awkward as well. She did become very close to Suzanne DePass. Y'all know I want to say DePassy, okay? Who had a similar temperament and priorities. They would work closely together on Lady Sings the Blues, and Suzanne would become Diana's project manager at the company. And Diana would have the undefined close relationship with Michael Jackson. But very few Motown artists came to her shows, and I never witnessed her asking any of her peers to come on stage and sing with her. So it came as no surprise to me when a few years later, Diana and Marvin Gaye locked horns to Aries. Now, we already know this story from the Mary Wilson book, right? Also, we might know this story also from the Jan Gay book, okay? But what happened, in both stories, all three stories, this one, Jan Gay, and the Mary Wilson book, we know, okay, that Marvin is on his drug shiz now, okay? Now, he in the studio relaxing, smoking his herb, okay? Smoking. Diana's furious because she's like, I'm pregnant. Why are you smoking the herbs while I'm around my baby? Okay, Barry's like, can you not do that around the baby? Because I think she's pregnant with Tracy right now, okay? Can you get this ninja out of here? He's smoking that, wacky weed in front of me, and I'm pregnant with my baby. Can't you do that? I got Bob Silberstein's baby in my belly. Right? Because we know over the years that we've never heard about an issue with Diana and drugs. Alcohol, yes, but not drugs. I love this part, right? So Barry's like, taco meat Marvin, because he got taco meat all over his chest, right? So Barry's like, taco meat Marvin, can you stop smoking weed? Taco meat Marvin like, fuck no, fuck her. At the time, Marvy Pooh is the prince of Motown, and Diana Ross is the princess of Motown. You want me to acquiesce to her? Nigga, I got just as much power in Motown as she do, except for you ain't gonna get my butt. Okay, you can have hers, but you ain't gonna get mine. Because Marvin Gaye was not bending over backwards for Diana. Diana was like this and left. They ended up recording the album separately. Okay, the engineers had to put in a lot of work to make it work, but it did work. The only thing that I feel is like a difference between the stories that I've read is that some people said that the album did well. And Sugar Ray said that the album did well, right? And then there were some that said that the album didn't do as good as they thought it was going to do. Okay, so that's the only difference that I hear when I hear that story. While the fact that they clashed so strongly came as no surprise, I was given pause later in 1984 when, after Marvin's death, Diana recorded a song called Missing You, written by Lionel Richie about Marvin Gaye. Ooh, I'm missing you. Tell me where the road turns. You know that Sugar Ray and Diana Ross are working together. Okay, they working together, they doing their thing, right? And Sugar Ray gives her a compliment. It wasn't even like a backwards compliment. It was a straightforward, listen, you keep this up, you keep being you. Eventually, you're going to be able to write your own songs, produce your own songs, arrange your own songs. You're going to be a bad mother hunter. And because Sugar Ray believes in Diana D. Ross, okay, D-Boss Ross, that, you have it in you to do A, B, C, and D. Diana is like overjoyed, like, okay, that's a nice compliment from you because you basically are the pro at all the things that you're saying that I can do. Barry started. Diana tells me you're trying to steal her away from the company. I almost laughed. What? She has told me that you want to record her yourself, avoiding the company's producers and furthering your own career at the expense of Motown. I was about to spit. What? That's ridiculous. All I did was talk to her about learning to play the piano and suggest that we work on some songs and maybe go in and produce a couple of things together. I didn't say anything about leaving the company. Diana stared blankly ahead. Barry responded for her. Nevertheless, Diane and I have decided that you're fired. I again turned to Diana. Is that what you want? Diane stared blankly ahead. Barry again responded for her. Yes. I feel like